steadily. By the 1990s, the director of the BLM and the chief of the U.S. Forest Service were both biologists by training and experience. In 1971, I was to organize a new Forest Service research work unit at the University of Massachusetts to undertake research in urban forestry and wildlife. A little bit of a new focus for wildlife biologists and foresters. One of our first publications in partnership with the National Wildlife Federation was entitled "Invite Wildlife to Your Backyard." That publication has been reprinted and reprinted and reprinted, and still it is the most popular article ever written in the field of wildlife biology. It was a foundation stone for the National Wildlife Federation's ongoing programs in backyard wildlife programs. What? Wildlifers have wandered out of the woods and into town to show how we were spreading out. 3 years later, I was reassigned to lead the Forest Service's range and wildlife habitat research working with Grand Oregon. Ongoing research was focused on big game management. My first assignment in association with the Wildlife Management Institute was to prepare a summary book on what was known about elk and their management. The elk in North America, ecology, and management. Similar efforts were underway in other Forest Service reunions. They published books just like that on white-tailed deer, mule deer, moose, antelope, and turkeys. Game management, therefore, remained the primary focus of wildlife biologists in both state and federal wildlife agencies. Then, out of the blue, I received an urgent request from the supervisors of the 3 national forests in the Blue Mountains of Oregon. Due to a federal court decision, they were suddenly faced with the need to account for the habitats of all species of vertebrates in their land use planning and preparation of environmental assessments. We responded by organizing a team of wildlife and fishery biologists and forest ecologists from federal, state, and academia. The result was Wildlife Habitats and Managed Forests, which described the relationships of 378 vertebrates species to plant communities and structural conditions for feeding and breeding. A year later, in response to a request from BLM, we produced Wildlife Habitats and Managed Rangelands, the Great Basin. Those efforts were replicated dozens of times for other ecosystems. Those efforts were another incremental step toward ecosystem management. Now, during that same period, the Forest Service had contracted with the Fish and Wildlife Service Co-op Wildlife Unit in Oregon State for a minor $10,000 study determining the habitat relationships of a subspecies, the northern spotted owl. Results indicated that the owl was primarily associated with old-growth forests of western Oregon, Washington, and northern California, the nation's timber basket. Their numbers were declining as old-growth forests were steadily harvested primarily by clear cutting. The owl immediately became a candidate for listing as threatened or endangered. Expanded research efforts supported the original conclusion. What might be described as semi-panic ensued. A succession of 3 teams addressed the sustenance of old-growth forest ecosystems sufficient to sustain populations of spotted owls. Forrest Gump is right in the middle. I will say leadership can sometimes be peculiar, because I personally have seen one spotted owl in my entire life. But that wasn't my job to be the expert. To facilitate the work of experts. The first team was appointed by agency heads of the Fish and Wildlife Service, BLM, National Marine Fisheries, and the Forest Service. The second by the Speaker of the House. The third by the President of the United States. Damn. Might have expected it, but The results were quite similar, no matter how many times we did it. There was just simply no escape from the fact that maintaining viable populations of the northern spotted owl and its associated ecosystems would significantly reduce the harvest of old-growth timber from federal lands and have a dramatic impact on the economy of the Pacific Northwest. In 1991, the second of those teams, the Interagency Scientific Committee, IC, reported in the midst of the presidential campaign between President George H.W. Bush and William Bill Clinton. Associated politics got very hot, very fast. The Secretary of Interior, Manuel Lujan, reacted by calling for the Endangered Species Committee, the so-called God Squad, that's authorized in the Endangered Species Act, and empowered to let a species continue down in decline toward extinction, the economic and social impacts of assuring viability in the two owners. Then, to the administration's consternation, the God Squad, all political appointees of the administration, upheld the ISC's recommendations. Now, wildlife biologists were embroiled in really big time political decision making. Tens of thousands of jobs, many millions of dollars in revenues to federal, state, and county treasuries were on the line. Politics got hot, very personal. Death threats started to flow, and I learned how to live with bodyguards. This very hot political potato was put in cold storage until after the presidential elections in 1992. President George H.W. Bush lost the 3 states with spotted owl populations and hence the overall election. Some commentators have published believing that conflict over the owl and the overall ecosystem was a factor in that election. The newly elected president, Mr. Clinton, promised a solution immediately after the election. He assigned me to recruit and lead a team called the Forest Management Assessment Team, Ecosystem Assessment Team, FEMAT. This time to prepare an array of options with assessments of the likelihood of success and the associated economic and social impacts. In 1993, he chose option 9, which was a compromise between the likelihood of maintaining viable populations and minimizing impacts on the economy. I was still with the bodyguards. Environmentalists challenged the president's plan as inadequate. The judge ruled, however, that the plan for threatened owls, salmon, marble murrelets met the requirements of the ESA, but just barely. And then he said, I want to know the consequences for all the other vertebrate species likely dependent on old-growth forest. The forest had gone home, was trying to resume normal life, and here we go again. We had to form yet another team to answer the judge's questions. The team's report evaluated 667 species, 35 mammals, 38 birds, 21 reptiles and amphibians, 112 fish stocks, 149 invertebrates, 122 vascular plants, and 190 non-vascular plants and fungi. That satisfied the judge. The present plan became operational. It's amazing when you deal with things that you have to use teamwork. I wouldn't be able to identify 80% of those things. So pretty quick, there's nobody alone that can do that. You're having very closely integrated teams. So now we knew what it was like to be in context with the stated purpose of the ESA, the conservation of ecosystems. Finally, it was crystal clear that it was the old growth, late successional forest ecosystem that was threatened and not a single species, subspecies of owl. It became clear that complying with the ESA could be dramatic, economically, socially, politically, and ecologically. After 27 years research role with the Forest Service. I got a call. I got home from work, and my wife said, "Jack, the president called." So I called him and said, it was in the evening. And so I called the number, and she said, "Well, the president's in the resident room. He wants to talk to you." Oh boy. He said, "I want you to be chief of the Forest Service." I said, "We got several problems. One, I don't want to be chief. Two, I don't have any training to be chief of the Forest Service. And I think you're making a big mistake." And so he, think about it. I came in from work about a week later, and my wife was dying of cancer. So Jack said, "The president called." I said, "Yeah." And I talked to him. She said, she didn't say that, because she didn't talk like that. But in my words, she said, "What's this bullshit? You turn it down." I went through it, and she said, "Greg," she said, "I think you're scared." I said, "No." She said, "That's not becoming." I said, "Well, we can't do this. You know, it wasn't flat statement. You're dying. You got a right to die in your own home." She looked at me and she said, "If you're scared, that's your damn problem. Don't you hide behind us." Yes, sir. So Forrest goes to the White House, Washington. Now, when I left after 3 years, I know that I was succeeded by another Bob, though he was of the fisheries persuasion. Then, to my great pride and pleasure, I served 10 years at the University of Montana as the endowed professor. I had several other offers that might have been a little bit more lucrative